And a plane crashed in Philly, ironically, yesterday after I dropped that video, about an hour, 2 hours after. A plane crashed in Philly. And you had people saying it looked like a bomb, but I won't be surprised because this won't be the first time. And that's a video for a different day because I'm still finding out information. But in my 34 years, in 1 week, I never heard of two plane crashing. And then you have to sit back and think on the first day of January, like I always say, we had the Bourbon Street attack. The first day, the last day of January, we had a plane fly into Philly, fly into a neighborhood. And they want us to sit back and think that these are accidents, that these are by mistake. No, it's done on purpose. But when I sit back on the news and I sit back and look at social media, they talking about everybody else. They talking about the skaters. They talking about everybody else who was on the plane. But when it comes to Kiah Duggins, they not showing her parents. They not speaking what she was really about. So I said, you know what? It's our responsibility. If we had someone that was fighting for us, that was putting their life on the line, it's our responsibility to hold their name up, to make sure their works go on. So I'm going to show you how real this Harvard graduate was. We're going to read some paragraphs of her 32-page journal. But before that, let's get right into this article. The article is by a company called People. It was published February the 1st, 2025 at 12:35 a.m. I expected her to be president of the United States one day. Family friend Annie Montgomery tells People. Kiah Duggins spent her last days with family and at church before a DC plane crash. Her beauty came from within. Kiah Duggins was returning from visiting her mother, who was undergoing surgery in Kansas when the civil rights attorney was unalived, I can't say the K word because of YouTube, in a plane crash in Washington, D.C. this week. So imagine being a mother, you going into surgery or you just had surgery, you look on the news and the same plane your daughter is on, it crashed, or you get a phone call and someone tells you that your daughter was on that flight. And then you turn on CNN and CNN says this: there was no VIPs on that plane. There was no important people on that plane. That's what they said. That's why I always tell y'all, these people all on the same team. Annie Montgomery, a longtime friend of Duggins' family and associate minister at Tabernacle Bible Church in Wichita, tells People the 30-year-old Harvard Law School graduate loved her family fiercely. Montgomery adds, she had a wonderful personality, very intelligent, as the records will show, from high school all the way through getting her law degree at Harvard. Duggins was a very compassionate young woman, the minister says. She cared about people, especially those people who were marginalized and did not have the resources to enjoy life like many other people. And so her dream job was to be a civil rights attorney, she tells People. So the thing I love about Kiah Duggins is, although she loved traveling the world, traveling the country, and doing what she do, she still never forgot about the people that's in jail. She still never forgot about our people that's in prison being mistreated. She still never forgot. And I love that about her. And shout out to Annie Montgomery, her friend, because that's a real friend when you no longer here and they saying great things about you and they speaking on the life you really live. You really cared about your people. And I already know I'm going to have people in the comment section saying assassinated. She didn't get assassinated, but you guys sit back and think. What happened to Fred Hampton? Only 21 years old. What happened to him? What happened to Malcolm X? What happened to Martin Luther King Jr. when he came to his senses? What happened to him? What happened to Huey P. Newton in his prime while helping his people? They sent him to prison. What happened to Alberta Jones? She was found floating in the river. In this country, if you are intelligent, you have knowledge, if you care about your people, if you are a natural born leader, they will get rid of you. But now it's 2025. We see through the lies. Now you still have people who believe the lies. They just go on with, they call you conspiracy theorists. You still have those people. But for the most part, people starting to see through the lies. You have a 30-year-old black woman that graduated from Harvard. She became an attorney. She became a professor. And she had the potential to become the president of the United States. You think they want her alive? So when her friend said that, I had that thought yesterday when I made that first video. And then I saw she had a picture with Michelle Obama, and I learned that she interned under Michelle Obama. But she didn't know this. And I don't know if she knew, but the truth is, to be the president of the United States, They have to be able to control you. The people in power have to be able to control you. And when it comes to Obama, look, he's controllable. When it comes to all these presidents, they are controllable. But the more I read her 32-page journal, I see that she is not controllable. Check this out. Colonialism, state-sanctioned violence, and economic exploitation in the United States. Much like Taiwan's authoritarian regime, American policing derives from a desire to preserve the economic and political interests of those in power through extreme social control. American policing originates in large part from slavery, colonialism, and the control of a new industrial working class. Modern policing evolved from slave patrols, which began in South Carolina during colonial times to protect the economic interests of wealthy white enslavers by suppressing the revolts of enslaved black people's Stono Rebellion in 1739. The colonial American government gave slave patrols the right to exercise violent state power against black people. The government agreed to compensate wealthy white enslavers for any property damage caused by patrol violence. The colonial American government then formalized its commitment to protecting the economic interests of wealthy white people by establishing slave codes that legally encouraged white militias to maintain the social and economic order of slavery by beating, whipping, chasing, coercing, and shooting enslaved black people. You think Obama and Michelle can be tied to anybody who talks and think like this? You think Michelle or Obama can even talk like this? No, but her article gets deeper. Check this out. Unfortunately, the United States modern policing reflects infrastructure created during slavery. The United States currently has the highest rate of incarceration in the world, and wealthy white Americans continue to profit from disproportionately black prisoners and forced prison labor. The police murders of a disproportionate amount of black people reflect the police's continued legal authorization to use deadly violence to maintain Americans' unjust social and economic order. Law enforcement continues to maintain political control by disproportionately enacting violence on black people who exercise their freedom of speech. The police wield control by beating, shooting, and caging black people when they protest for their rights. These actions result in the stripping of disproportionately black ex-convicts of their right to vote. Damn, when the last time you heard a black woman talking like this? Not since the Black Panthers. They was the last one. The women with the Black Panthers was the last women who talked like this. You can't even get Dr. Umar to talk like this. He's too busy focusing on 20v1s. He's cooked. See, look, when you're a black woman and you graduate from Harvard, they don't expect you to still be for your people. They don't expect you to still ride for your people. They want you to be phony to your people. They want you to, look down on your people. But Kiah Duggins wasn't like that. Matter of fact, she went to Harvard. She fell more in love with her people. And then you have to put the pieces together. You have to sit back and think. These people in America, these people in so-called position of power, they make so much money off the prison system. Matter of fact, check this out. The American prison system is massive, so massive that it estimates turnover of 74 billion eclipsed the GDP of 133 nations. So look, when I tell you that plane crash, that helicopter crashing into that plane, it wasn't no accident. This woman had the potential to be a president one day. She had that potential, but she spoke too real. You can't be the president and speak this way. They don't want the truth. You have to help other groups of people. You can't help black people. You can't speak on the topics of black people. And then I remember I did a video about Harvard University last year. I'm like, wait, we cannot trust Harvard University. And then I went on Instagram and I found this Instagram page. It's called Black at Harvard Law. Now, this was a page for black students at Harvard to post, racism, things that was going on against them. And I noticed everybody else was posting anonymous. Kiah Duggins, when she said something, when she made a complaint, when she posted how she feel, she posted her name. She was not scared. She did not live in fear. And if one thing these racist people hate, if one thing they really hate is a black person, a black woman that really stands on business, they really hate that. They really hate when you're not scared of them. They really hate when you speak, back to them. They really hate when you in class and you teaching the professor. They hate that. And I did a video on Harvard, how they was using our ancestors. They was using our ancestors' skin and they made books out of it. And not just that, they was keeping the bones of some of our ancestors and they was using them in their classes. So the thing that haunts me, the thought that haunts me is they haven't found all the bodies yet from this crash. And these people are so evil. Kiah Duggins with the Harvard. These people will collect her bones. They'll even collect her brain. And they'll send it to Harvard and put it in their museum. They'll put it in their labs and they'll study that. So just imagine going to a school and they racist, going to this school, and when you die, they'll collect your bones, they'll collect your brains, and they'll keep it in their lab. I'm telling you, these people are that evil. So like I said in my last video, rest in peace to everyone that was on that flight. But on this channel, we will keep Kiah Duggins' name alive. And to her family, I'm sorry this had to happen, but we will not let her name go. We will not let her works go. And to Kiah Duggins again, thank you for everything you've done for your people. Thank you for putting your life on the line. Thank you for risking your life. Thank you for not just going on with life, traveling, being successful, and forgetting about your people. We really appreciate it. I'm out.